Hi guys, how you going? Campbell here from Autodidactic Channel. Hope you're all just fine and dandy on this glorious day. Thanks for joining me. And today I wanted to talk about what's going on. It's currently the 17th of April 2020, and as you all know, the world is in lockdown. Many things are going on. There's a lot going on that the MSN are quite obviously not reporting on. And at this point, the vast majority seems to still be locked into the social narrative that the MSN are giving to us, which is completely and provably false. This is a false flag, guys. We're in the middle of a false flag, and there are many, many reasons for what's going on now. This is a very, very layered, very multi-layered position we find ourselves in. There's stuff going on at so many different levels. And what is happening is earth energies are changing. Everything is energy, guys. You are energy. You are a spiritual being that is eternal, and you are having a finite human experience. And so everything is energy. And these energies, these earth energies, are changing at the moment because the earth is alive. It's not stagnant. It changes. The only constant is change. And these are changing. It's astrological as well, and astrotheological. All these things, planets are moving around, and they do affect our energies. Whether you believe it or not, they do. And there is enough evidence out there to prove this and to show that big things are happening now. Now I can feel the energy changing, and hopefully you can too. So we know that something's going on, because even if you can't feel it, look around the world. Look what's happening. Old systems are collapsing now because the idiot box in the room is telling all its lies as it usually does. People are not focused on what's actually going on, and this is what's happened. The controllers, the parasites, they own the media. All the media in the world, or about 98% of it, is owned by 5 companies. And they basically control the narrative. So anything you get has been controlled at some level. And this is where we need to be able to think critically. We need to be autodidactic. We need to be self-educated in order to get through this and to see what's really going on. Because the truth is, if you let someone else control your thoughts, then they think for you. They live their life for you. You're no longer living your life. You're no longer a free-willed human being. You're being controlled, and this is what they do with the media. It's through television, movies, advertising, radio, even live streaming, internet, social media. We've all seen the restrictions that have been happening. Posts have been taken down from social media, videos have been taken down from YouTube. And this is a big clue, because these videos that are taken down are just trying to give a different viewpoint. And most of those viewpoints are saying that the controllers are the problem. So they're trying to get rid of it. Now the controllers are the problem, okay? And we do need to get rid of them. And as I was saying, the way they control us is through the media. So they show us things over and over again. And this programming of our mind, the way that they manipulate our mind so that it works a certain way, this begins when we're very young in school. Okay, what we're taught is don't trust yourself, don't believe in yourself, don't daydream, come back to here, focus on me. The imagination is pushed aside, and we're told that if we want answers, that we need to ask an authority figure like a teacher. And if we don't, then what happens when we're a little kid? We get big red crosses across our work, and we're told that we fail. And this is how they condition us, and they control us. So by the time we get out of that, when we want, the vast majority, when they want answers, they go and look for an authority figure, and that turns into the TV. Now the TV is full of actors, guys. Newsreaders are actors. Most politicians are actors. You need to understand this. All the world is a stage, and this is how they've got us. They've got us believing that the show is reality, but it's not. So throw your TV out. Don't ever watch the news. If you want to know what's happening at the moment, watch the headlines if you want to see, you know, how many more rights have been taken away from you recently. But no, don't sit there and watch it, because when you watch the news, they don't even end it now. They just kind of roll it into another show. So before you know it, you've been sitting there for a couple of hours watching the same repetitive propaganda over and over and over, and it starts to tell you what to think. And this is how they have taken over us, our society, and our world, through the media, through controlling our thoughts. So at the moment, most of the population are focused on this bad V word. They believe it's real. And when doing that, it makes people not be able to think critically, because when we are in fear, it locks us up. It locks up our mind, it locks up our energy, even our DNA. Actually, they've done studies, when you're stressed, it actually like curls. It starts to curl over on itself, and when it does that, it can't function properly. It's supposed to be straight. When we're in happy thoughts, and we believe in ourselves and we've got a good outlook, then our DNA is standing upright. Everything functions properly, because we have two main systems in our body. We have obviously many, but we have a sympathetic and a parasympathetic system, and these are systems that are all interlinked. They interlink different like glands, nervous systems, all these things. And what it is one is, it's like a car. One is the brake and one is the accelerator, and they're supposed to work like that. We're supposed to be only in one of these systems at a time. But what happens is, through all this fake propaganda and fear mongering, it puts us in a state of fear, okay, which is shuts our system down so that it conserves energy and all this kind of stuff, and it puts us in fight or flight, ready to do something. We're ready to do something. The problem is that there is no threat. So we don't get rid of that ready to do something. We don't actually go out and do something to get rid of this threat, because we can't, because it does not exist. It's all imaginary. It's just all programming from the television. Okay, this is the deal. And so most people have got their foot on the accelerator and the brake at the same time. They're just sitting there doing burnouts. This is extremely bad for our health. It means that we can't think properly. It's bad for our energy. It just basically shuts us down and keeps us in a position where we're fearful and we're confused. We don't know what's going on. Okay, so we need to stop believing the fear. That's the way to get out of it. If you take your foot off the brake, which is fear, and understand that you are the power and the power is inside you, and that all heart-centered humans together have the power to do whatever we want on this earth, then when you're in that mode, your foot's on the accelerator and you're going forward to whatever you want to do, to whatever you want to create. And that's where we need to be. We need to get our feet off the fear brake, and that's what they're doing to us. All this fear, but there's nothing we can, because it doesn't exist. There's nothing we can do about it. What can you do about a war that's been supposedly fought, countries away, and economic crash, all these things in different countries? This is the thing. Obviously there are, things we need to deal with, and when you can deal with them, that's natural. You get in, your body gets into a certain state, gets ready for fight or flight, but because there is a threat, because there is something you can do, you get that out, it helps you do that, and then you go on forward. So you need to get rid of the fear, guys. Really, this is how they are controlling us. This is all energy, and they are keeping us in a low vibration, because that's what they are. They're low vibratory. They're evil, satanic, disgusting pedophiles, and they're trying to bring us down to their level. And with TV, they try and program us, guys. They do try and program our morals and ethics out of us. I mean, you've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. Watch TV. Like, how did music videos change from the 80s to the 90s? I mean, from the 70s to the 80s. Look at, all these rap videos with, just basically disrespecting women, putting out the morals and values that it's good to be, a player, to not care, to treat people badly, to take lots of drugs, and to basically do whatever you can to get as much from the world as you can by stepping over everyone else and not caring about what, about what the results of your actions are. And this is the thinking of the parasites, the people that want to control us. This is how they live. If you want to know what they're like, watch shows like Bold and the Beautiful. That's how they live. It's all, they're pathetic. They're pathetic. They're so, they're so pathetic that they have so little self-belief, and everything about them is outside, and they're always trying to impress other people and do things outside and look good and all this external stuff, because there's nothing inside them. They're soulless. They have to go outside, and that's what they're trying to teach us, that it's better to have material things than it is to have good relationships. Okay, that's bullshit. It's better to have good relationships and a happy life than to be surrounded, by a gilded cage and, sorrow and emptiness. So, they've been manipulating us for years and years and years and years. They've trained us into this, way of thinking, so that we automatically go to them and ask them what we should do. And we need to grow up, guys. We need to grow up. Okay, we are adults, and this is what this time is about. It's a growing time. It's a growing up time. It's a time when we open our perspective, when people with eyes to see will see, where our vibration expands, and the veil is lifted. We know all these terms. They've been told to us all our lives, and it's happening now. But the thing is, they obviously don't want it to happen. These evil satanic parasites don't want this, so they are trying their hardest to stop it. So what we need to do is take back power. Don't believe in their fear bullshit, because that's exactly what it is. It's made up bullshit. It's a play. Forget it. Turn the telly off. Take your power back by going inside and realizing that you are the power. Power is inside you, and it's our thoughts and our intentions and our emotion, our emotion of good and love, that is our strongest power, which is, of course, the thing that is most attacked in our societies. So this is it, guys. It's time for us to grow up, to make decisions, and to put our intention out there, and to say no more, because this world is now ours. And if we fall for their tricks and we keep submitting to their bullshit like we have been, then this will keep continuing. Okay, so we need to stop now and make a change. And as far as the system collapsing and everyone talking about, oh my God, economic depression, let it collapse. It's evil. It's bad. It's put us in slavery for hundreds of years. Why would we want to save that? We have the power. We are the creators. Not these parasites who sit up top of their pyramids. They don't do anything but steal, okay, and lie, and God knows what. We do know what else. And so we are the power. The power is in your heart, the power of good. And we need to believe that, we need to know that, and we need to act on that. And if we do that, and our intention goes into what we want, then as creators, we will create that for our future, guys, for our future and for our children, grandchildren's, and future generations' future. Time is now. Thank you for watching. Have a joyous day, and I shall talk to you soon. Bye for now.